All right. Welcome to yoga. Let's start let's start by getting on our mat and let's take child's pose to begin. So, come into your mat and come into child's pose. Bring your toes together to touch. Extend your arms out wide on the mat. Drop your hips way back and bring your forehead to the mat. Dropping into this space and this shape, taking a big breath in, let it out. Arriving on the mat, right here in this place. Nowhere to be, nothing to do, but be right here in this moment. Connecting with your breath and dropping in. Walk your hands over to the left as far as they'll go and shoot your hips back, bringing your head back down. Breathing into the right side of the body, the right rib cage. Walking the hands back through center, pausing there for just a moment. Big breath in, long exhalation out. And then walking your hands over to the right. Coming back to center. Waving up into tabletop position. Bring your knees underneath your hips, your wrists underneath your shoulders, and just taking some rounds of cat-cow, moving with your breath. So this movement can be as big as you need it to be. It can be as little as you need it to be. I want you to listen to your body and explore with your breath, dropping your belly, opening your chest, coming into our cow pose. Then rounding the back, dropping the head and neck as you come into cat. Just moving in and out of cat-cow with your breath. Getting the spine moving in all different directions. Lingering wherever you need to linger. Making your way back to tabletop position. Bring your hands a little bit more forward, and we're going to shift our weight forward, and we're going to lower down onto our bellies, slowly coming down. Coming all the way down. Hands come down underneath your shoulders, and we're going to lift up. So pressing the tops of the feet into the mat, we're going to lift up into cobra, just lifting up the chest up. Can you lift a little higher? And then coming back down. Reaching your hands back, interlace your fingers back behind you, pressing the feet into the mat as you lift your chest up. And coming down. Change the interlacing of your fingers. So whichever thumb is on top, change that. We're going to lift up one more time. Now lift your legs up this time. Inner rotate the legs in. So instead of rotating out, rotate in, hug and lift up. Slowly coming back down, releasing your hands. We're gonna bring our right hand forward. So we're coming up into a little bit of a cobra onto the right hand. We're going to bend our left leg back. We're gonna reach back, hug that leg in. Just giving a big quad stretch here. And then release that foot back down. Switch hands. Bend your left leg, reach back for the left foot, hugging the left foot in. Release that foot back down. Hands come underneath your shoulders. We're going to tuck our toes underneath. We're going to press back to kneeling and then shoot your hips back and up as you come into downward facing dog. Coming high up on your toes, lift your hips, press your heels back and down. Pedal your feet. Do whatever you need to do to come home to your downward facing dog. And then releasing your heels back down, coming into stillness in your downward facing dog. Wave forward into tabletop position. Bring your knees down. Bend your knees back, lifting into up dog, giving yourself a little stretch here. Press back to child's pose. Bring your forehead back to the mat. Take a big deep breath in. Let it out nice and slow. Tuck your toes, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Coming high up on your toes, lift your hips, press your heels back and down. Float your right leg up, press out through your heel. Bring your knee in, stepping through to a low lunge. Drop your left knee down, melt the toes of your left foot onto the mat. So check in. Make sure that your front knee is over top of your ankle, sinking into this posture, just dropping in. We're going to bring our right hand on the inside of our right leg as we drop our hips down. Now you might be rolling onto the outside of the right foot. That's fine, opening up the knee. You can hang out right here, or you can come down onto your forearms into lizard. Breathe your way in. Coming back up onto your hands, draw the right knee back in, take the right hand on the outside of that right foot, take your hips forward and back. So we're trying to find that place of equanimity. And then I want you to shift your hips back, straightening out the right leg, pulling the toes of the right foot towards the body. We're going to come up onto our fingertips, find a flat back. So see here, I was more rounded in my spine. What I want to do is I want to come up onto the fingertips and I want to find length through the top of my head. Long spine. I'm shooting my hips back. I'm lengthening through my spine. Now I'm going to come forward as long as I can hinge from my hips. What I don't want to do is round. I want to stay long as I hinge over top of my right leg. Coming back up, bend that front knee, coming back into my lunge. And then I'm going to tuck the toes of the back foot, lift the back leg, step back to downward facing dog. Settling into your down dog. finding alignment. Left leg floats up, press out through the heel. Drawing your knee in, step through. We're stepping through to a low lunge. Drop the back knee down, melt the toes of the back foot. So we're coming into this low runner's lunge on this side. Really taking a moment to feel your way in. Make it all about your body and your breath, how it feels for you, not what you think it needs to look like, not what it looked like yesterday, not what you hope it looks like in the future. How do you feel in your body today? Taking the left hand on the inside of the left foot, we're going to heel toe that left foot out. You might even come onto the side of the left foot, then coming down onto your forearms. If that's right for you today, you can always stay up on the hands. Breathe your way in. Coming up onto your hands, heel toe the left foot back in, bring the left hand on the outside of the left foot. We're going to take our hips forward and back, finding that place of equanimity. Settling in. Then straightening your left leg, pulling the toes of the left foot towards the body, coming up onto your fingertips, find length through your spine. And then begin to fold over your left leg. Walking your hands forward, tuck the toes of your back foot, lift your back leg, step back, downward facing dog, coming high onto the toes, lift the hips, press your heels back and down, shake your head no, nod it yes. Walking your feet forward. Coming into standing forward fold. Deep bend in your knees, hang everything forward. Take hold of your elbows, hang or rock from side to side. Let it all go and relax. Bend and then begin to straighten your legs. Just make it a little vinyasa. Bend and straighten. Bend and straighten. Release the hands down outside of the feet. Ragdoll up one vertebra at a time. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Coming up to standing. Draw your shoulders up into your ears. Relax your shoulder blades down your back. Inhale, arms lift up. Take hold of your right wrist with your left hand. Reach over to the left, coming into crescent. Come back to center. Switch hands. Reach over to the right. Reach, reach, reach. Come back to center. Reach straight up. Sit back in chair. Fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale halfway. Fold, plant your hands, step or hop back to plank. Core is engaged, belly lifted. Hold your plank, hug in towards the midline. Breathe your way in. You can always bring your knees down if you need to. Breathe and listen to your body. What is it asking for? Can you lower down? Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, take it back, downward facing dog. Float your right leg up towards the sky, press out through your heel. Draw your knee in, step through, high runner's lunge. We're gonna stay up on the toes of the back foot, front knee over top of your ankle. Interlace your hands, place them on top of your leg, lengthen up, core is engaged, belly lifted. Inhale, arms sweep up. Look up. Hands come down, step back to downward facing dog, coming high up on your toes. Lift your hips, press your heels back and down. Left leg lifts up, reach high. Draw your knee in, step through, high runner's lunge. I'm gonna stay up on the toes of your back foot. Find your balance. Inhale, hands come to the front knee. Lift up, lengthening up. Hug in towards your midline. Arms sweep up. Hands come down, step back to plank. Core is engaged, belly lifted. You can hang out right here. You can come down onto your forearms. You can always bring your knees down if you need to. Hug in towards your midline and breathe. You might feel the tapas, the heat, that internal fire begin to build, burning off whatever we don't need in this moment. Pressing back up to plank and then back to downward facing dog. Float your left leg up towards the ceiling, press out through your heel. This time we're gonna step halfway up the mat, turn the toes out towards the side of your mat. Bring the right wrist underneath the right shoulder, come onto the left side of the foot. Lift up, side plank. You can hang out right here, or you can place the top leg over top. Vashisthasana, side plank. Lifting up. Maybe looking up towards the fingers. Drawing your shoulders back, opening your chest and your heart. Bring the left hand down, press back, downward facing dog. Let's try that on the right side, lifting the right leg up, pressing out through your heel, bringing the right foot up halfway on the mat, toes turn out towards the side of the mat, left wrist underneath your left shoulder, coming into the side plank, the modified side plank. Lifting the hips up, you can hang out right here. You can place the right leg on top of the left. Lift your hips, breathe. Right hand comes down, press back, downward facing dog. Coming high up on your toes, lift your hips, press your heels back and down. We're gonna bring our left foot forward into pigeon on this side, really taking a moment to settle into your pigeon. Lifting up, proud pigeons, puffing out your chest and your heart. All right, you can hang out right here, or you can come down into prayerful pigeons, coming all the way down onto your forearms, bringing your chest towards the mat. Lifting up, proud pigeons, puffing out your heart. Pour weight into your left thigh. Take the right leg over and around. Ground down through your sit bones. Lift up through the top of your head. Now we're going to twist to the right. So either hugging that leg in towards the midline or taking the elbow on the outside of the leg. Lengthening up, long spine, twist to the right. Right hand comes behind you. Gaze over your right shoulder. Look forward, unwind, gentle counter twist to the other side. Look forward, unwind, step back to downward facing dog any way you'd like. All right, this time we're stepping our right foot forward for pigeon on the opposite side. Really taking a moment to settle into your pigeon. Proud pigeons, puffing up your chest and your heart, lengthening through the top of your head. You can hang out right here, or you can come all the way down onto your forearms. Lifting up, proud pigeons, puffing out your chest and your heart. Pour weight into your right side. We're going to take our left leg over and around. Ground down through your sit bones. Lift up through the top of your head. Begin to twist to the left, hugging the knee in or taking the right hand on the outside of the knee. Or inside of the knee. Lift up, lengthen through the top of your head. Gaze over your back shoulder. Look forward, unwind, gentle counter twist to the other side. Look forward, bring both legs forward around in front of you. We're going to ground down through the sit bones, hands on the knees to start. Find a long spine. Engage your core, lift your legs up. Navasana, boat pose, right? Hug in. Bring your feet down, reach out through your hands, slowly come back onto your back. One vertebra at a time, slowly, slowly, slowly coming back. Now draw your knees in, lift your head, lift your tailbone, turn into a little ball. Exhale your head down, rock it out from side to side, rock it all out. Bring your feet down onto the mat. All right. I do yogi bicycles almost every class because would we do them by ourselves? Probably not. Maybe, maybe not. But we're not going to take any chances. It's more fun to do them together. Group activities for the win. Bring your hands back behind your head, lifting your shoulder blades up off the mat, shins parallel to the ground. Extend your right leg out to a hover. Right elbow towards your left knee. That left knee tries to stay at a 90-degree angle and switch. You can go as fast as you'd like or as slow as you'd like. I'll tell you, the slow and controlled can be so tough. Breathe. There's not really a wrong way to do this. Hug in and breathe. Just keep moving. No matter how slow, no matter how fast, keep going. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Draw those knees in. Lift your head, lift your tailbone, turn into a little ball. Exhale your head down. Rock it out from side to side. Rock it all out. All right, bring your feet down onto the mat. Let's take one back bend. Walk those heels back, hands down at your sides. Press into your feet, lift your hips up, keep your toes pointing forward. Hug in, bring your hands together underneath you. Interlace your fingers, really press into your feet to lift your hips up. Keep lifting those hips up, looking for length and space. Breathe. Slowly lowering back down, slowly, slowly, slowly. Find the edges of the mat with your feet. Center yourself in the middle. Open your arms out wide like a T. Let your knees fall over to the right as you gently turn your head left. Let go. Soften, release. Stop holding. Stop gripping. Stop clenching and tightening. Let go. Lift your knees up to center. Let them fall over to the other side as you gently turn your head to the right. Lift your knees up to center. Extend your legs out on the mat. Make your way into Shavasana, corpse pose. Hands come down at your sides, palms face up. Do whatever you need to do to get as comfortable as possible and relax into this shape. Making your way into stillness. If any thoughts come to mind, just let them go. Whatever it is, you can think about it later. Closing our practice today with a reflection from the mat by Rolf Gates. It starts with a quote by Lama Surya Das. When asked whether he was a god or a man, Buddha replied simply, "I am awake." I spend a good portion of my days worried about some outcome. How will that turn out? What if I don't measure up? This often leads to some form of anger. Why can't that person just drive? Miriam, where did you put the phone? Why can't you put the phone back where it belongs? The anger often leads to depression. I'm just going to spend the rest of my life being an asshole. Then I see my dog lying on her couch. She looks up at me, smiles, and wags her tail. I hug her, smelling her warm fur, feeling how good it is to love something, to give love and to receive love. I experience reality. I am awake. Deepen your next inhalation. Take a big breath in, let it out. Take another big deep breath in through your nose, let it out. Bring small movements to your toes and to your fingers. And maybe move your head from side to side. And then when you're ready, bend your knees, bring your feet to the mat. We'll gently and carefully roll to the right side, pausing there for just a moment, honoring the transition out of the practice just as much as we honor the practice itself. Slowly pushing yourself up to a nice, comfortable seated position, eyes closed, hands at heart center. We'll close our practice today with one loud Om, remembering that an Om is like an A-O-Um sound. When we Om is said to be the vibration of the universe, the vibration of all things everywhere. When we we're connecting to everything and everyone. So connecting your thumbs to your heart center so you can feel the vibration in your own chest. Take a big deep breath in. Yoga will teach you so much about yourself. It will help you become flexible in mind, in body, and in spirit. For that, I'm truly grateful. Thank you so much for coming to class. Namaste. Good work, yogis.